Hope you've got the hoodies and sweatpants out and the fireplace is turned on. Welcome back once again to Outlaws Pregame here on YouTube. My name is Colby Smith. The Outlaws coming off a doubleheader split with the Albany Baseball Club right here at Damaski Field on Saturday. Probably should have taken both games of that doubleheader, which we talked a little bit about with Josiah Asa in our coaches interview this afternoon. But the Outlaws were happy with the results. No matter what the scores show, no matter what the record shows now, this team has certainly been firing on all cylinders as they come in to this Monday night affair with the Utica Blue Sox, a 5-2 record overall, post that doubleheader split on Saturday. And man, this team has the opportunity to do something that they have not done since 2016, and that start 6-2 in the regular season. We'll look back at Saturday, first at game one, 5-4. The Albany Baseball Club took that one. Albany jumped down to a 4-run lead after the first 2 innings. They forced Caleb Kempler out of the ball game as he went 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Asa said that Caleb Kempler was certainly locating his pitches, but Albany was just putting hard bat on ball through those first 2 frames. So Kempler being forced out of the game after just 2 innings, and he's going to get another opportunity moving forward. Through just 60 pitches, he was the top arm at Marist, so certainly nothing to worry about for the Outlaws moving forward. Sometimes you have a day like that. Thorsland was good out of the bullpen, took the loss though, 4 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run with a walk and a strikeout. And the player of the game for game 1 on Saturday was Tanner Hardin. Tanner Hardin 2 for 4 with a pair of RBIs and a stolen base in that one. Hardin has been at the top of the lineup for the Outlaws for the last couple games. Won't be in the lineup tonight, as we'll get to that coming up in just a moment. But game 2 on Saturday for the Outlaws. Final score 9-5 in that one. Great start on the hill from Dan Mataffy. 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Albany being forced to empty out their bullpen and then some in game 2 on Saturday as their starter in Kerfin only able to go 2 innings, and they had to use 3 infielders to throw the last couple innings of that one. Player of the game for the Outlaws in game 2, Jaden Ross. 2 for 4 with a pair of stolen bases, 3 RBIs, and a run scored. So Ross takes the nod for the first time this year in game 2. And the Outlaws had 7 different players register an RBI in that second game. Another guy, bid performance, Ethan Glossa, may have been 0 for 3, but he had 2 RBIs in that one. And Hardin once again contributing at the top of the order in game 2 as he went 1 for 2 with a pair of runs, an RBI, and a pair of walks. But we hinted at it already. Josiah Asa stopped by this afternoon to break down that doubleheader split, talk about this big week ahead for the Outlaws and the performances that he's seen from some of these guys over the first several games of the season. So without no further ado, Josiah Asa. Back here on our pregame show, Colby Smith once again with Outlaws assistant coach Josiah Asa. Coach, you split that doubleheader with Albany on Saturday. You want to just talk a little bit about what you guys saw between those 2 games?
First game, we just had a lot of balls that were hard hit straight at people, called them atoms. Second game, we got out there, made the pitcher throw us more pitches, drew some walks, and things finally started to fall for us, so it went a little differently.
Well, one thing I talked to Keaton a little about last week, you had that come-from-behind win last Tuesday against Watertown. You fell behind 4-0 in game 1 on Saturday, so you guys continue to show you can play come-from-behind. What was it like just falling behind in that one and then ultimately taking the loss anyway?
Well, we knew we had to score anyway, so we had to keep battling at the plate, trying to put things together, and we finally did a little bit to tie it up, but the game just didn't go our way.
Well, what was it like seeing Caleb Kempler out there for the first time on Saturday?
He looked good. He was around the zone, throwing competitive pitches, and some of them just didn't go our way.
Well, and how do you feel like those Marist guys are going to play key contributions to the lineup moving forward?
I hope they could just keep things going and keep stringing together good ABs with the rest of the guys.
And Tanner Hardin looked really good, player of the game in game 1 on Saturday with a couple of hits up there. What have you guys seen from him at the top of the lineup here these last few games?
Just putting the ball in play, being aggressive, and fighting, battling.
Well, and another thing that I wanted to specifically ask you about over there, coaching first base, being aggressive with runners on the base pass again on Saturday. What's it like just sending those guys and getting a lot of stolen bats here these last few?
It's good. Getting runners in scoring position at just about any time we want to. It feels really good.
And what's it like on the other side of things, the fact that you guys have continued to produce runs despite the fact that your hit total seems to always be smaller than your run total on the score column?
just shows we're making pitchers pitch.
Well, another thing you mentioned already, you talked about the walks. This team continues to sit at the top of the Eastern Division in walks taken. What do you feel like has kind of been the reason for that so far?
We have a lot of guys that when they get up there, if it's not their pitch, they'll foul it off until they get their pitch. And if they never do get their pitch, then they just make the pitcher miss. And we're just taking advantage of pitchers not being able to locate early and making them throw to us.
And what do you feel like have been some of the biggest strengths in the lineup 1 to 10 here over the last several games?
So far, honestly, I would say battling with 2 strikes. We get to 2 strikes even if it's early, and we're able to foul off pitches that we might not necessarily want to hit and just make them keep being close to the zone, and then the pitchers miss and we take advantage of it, get to first base.
Well, we talked about Game 1. Now I want to talk a little bit about Game 2. After you guys took that Game 1 loss, what did you guys say when you got the boys together in the locker room between games?
Just put runs on the board.
And looking at Game 2, I want to talk about Jaden Ross a little bit. He was our player of the game for Game 2. Put up a heck of a performance. Best outing we've seen from him as an Outlaw so far. What did you see from him?
More focus at the plate. Not thinking as hard about mechanics and just going up there, getting a pitch that's somewhere that he can hit it, something he can hit hard and hitting it hard.
Well, and I asked Keaton last week. I want to ask you as well. Who are some of the guys that you feel like maybe the numbers don't show the contributions they've had to this team so far?
I'd say Colton Harrison with the hit by pitches and the walks. The batting average doesn't really reflect what he's doing on the bases, and just making pitchers not, be able to pitch to him or somehow scaring them, drawing a lot of hit by pitches. I think he has, five hit by pitches in 6 at bats, something like that. Yeah.
Well, and Joe, another question I got to ask you here. Once again, the threat of rain in the forecast today. You guys had that first tarp pull of the season. What was that experience like for you guys?
Different is the best I can put it. A lot of guys unsure of what to do, so we had to roll with the punches and roll the tarp out.
One last question here before I let you go. Utica Blue Sox on tap for you guys tonight. Team that started 4-2, looked pretty good here to begin the season. What have you guys seen in scouting them, and what are you looking for tonight?
We're just looking to play our game, honestly. Just not beat ourselves, be clean in the field, and be aggressive at the plate.
Joe, thank you so much for your time. Good luck today.
Thank you.
So some high praise right there from Josiah Asa for Colton Harrison, who draws back into the Outlaw lineup tonight. Colton Harrison has been a great add to this Outlaw roster here in 2024. As we'll flash up tonight's starting lineup here for you. Leading off, playing second base, going to be the big number 46, Matt Carrera, who gets back into the lineup for the first time since last Wednesday. Brendan Connolly plays shortstop, hitting second. Jacoby Dale, the center fielder, going to be in the 3 spot. Jack Hopko back in right field for the Outlaws, hitting cleanup. Colton Harrison, who you just heard about, going to be the designated hitter in the 5 spot, so he'll only have to worry about the bat here tonight for the Outlaws. Brody Rowley going to get back to the outfield after a couple of games at second base, as he'll be out in left field. Lucas Grantham, who's pitcher to the left. It's Lucas Grantham Day here in Oneonta. His happy birthday to the Outlaws Wofford commit. He's going to be the extra hitter tonight with his mom and grandma still in town. Chase Armstrong playing first base, going to hit 8th. Jeremy Taggart behind the plate once again for Keaton Mark and Josiah Asa hitting 9th. And Jack Bateman going to get back in today, as he'll be at third base hitting 10th. The starting pitcher tonight for the Outlaws is going to be none other than Brian Dangler, who gets his first appearance of the season here at home, makes his first start of the season as well, comes in with a 4.50 ERA with 2 appearances, both of which have been for 2 innings. Dangler certainly hoping that he can get a deep start out of his arm tonight and give this Outlaw team some leeway to begin this one, as they got a busy week coming up, as tonight the first of 4 before an off day Friday. 2 road trips the next couple of days, as we'll go to Mohawk Valley tomorrow, to Saugerties on Wednesday, before we come back to play the defending champs here at home, Damaski Field, on Thursday night. So without no further ado, we said it, Lucas Grantham stopped by our pregame show earlier this afternoon. Let's hear from him now. Colby Smith back here on our pregame show with the birthday boy himself and now 2-time winner of play of the game, Lucas Grantham. Lucas, first off, happy birthday.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, now let's get into things. Obviously, that doubleheader against Albany on Saturday, you guys lost that first game 5-4, turned around and won game 2. What was just kind of the vibes you guys had there in game 1? How'd you turn things around for game 2?
I don't know. I mean, we kind of felt like we had it. They kind of had the upper hand early in the game, and then we made it close. But just going to the second game, just kind of want to do a job and get a win finish today.
Well, and one thing that I talked to Coach Keaton Mark about earlier in the season, you guys had a comeback win already, and then in that game 1 on Saturday, you guys showed come from behind again as you trailed early and then answered back. What's it like just being a part of a team that can come from behind when seeing adversity?
Oh, good, for sure. Just knowing every guy is kind of willing to do a job and get the win, that's the most important part. I know last year the record kind of wasn't where they wanted it to be, so coming in now and starting off hot, it's definitely good to be a part of the team.
Well, and it seems like top to bottom this lineup, everybody's firing on all cylinders right now. Everybody's clicking 1 to 10. What do you attribute that to at this point?
I don't know. I think as we've kind of been here, the team camaraderie has gone up. Guys are starting to hang out more, and just 1 through 9, anyone can barrel up the ball. So it just comes to us coming to practice and playing hard every day.
Well, and specifically for you, this is your first time seeing collegiate pitching here in this summer. What's the adjustment been like for that?
I don't know. It's kind of shortened up a little bit. A lot different from high school pitching. You're pretty much seeing upper 80s, 90 every game. So just thinking right center and trying to do a job.
Well, and what's it like seeing those faster pitches at the plate and having to deal with those?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more life on it. Like I said, just trying to go out there and compete for the team. So guys on second, trying to get them over to third, and guys on third, trying to get them home. So try not to do too much.
Well, and specifically as a catcher, what's it like coming here to Oneonta this summer, working with a bunch of pitchers you've never worked with before?
Yeah, just kind of understanding them as people. Once you understand them as people, then you understand them as pitchers. So working on their tendencies and how they go about their business, and just talking about their pitches and stuff they did at their college, and just trying to get them as comfortable as they can be.
What's kind of your go-to to get to know them off the field to help find the success there on the field?
I don't know. Usually ask them what they like to do off the field and what their favorite food is. So just little things like that.
Well, and Lucas, specifically, I want to talk about your defensive plays behind the plate so far this season. You've really shown some good promise back there. You're heading to Wofford next year. What's it been like just, being here in Oneonta and, being behind the plate here so far?
It's been great. There's 4 of us catchers, so we're always talking, learning, and doing drills together. So just work with my catching coach back home in Georgia, just taking some things he said and looking at the professionals and just trying to apply it to my game here and there.
And what are some of the things that you've taken away so far from working with the other catchers here this summer?
A lot of them are older. I'm the youngest guy out there, so just kind of asking them some pitches they call and things with blocking and just talking about the game. It never gets old.
And you mentioned being from Georgia. What's it been like adjusting being up here in upstate New York for the summer?
Yeah, it's been different for sure. The weather up there is about 95 in Georgia, so coming up here and it's 55 today, I didn't think I'd be wearing a hoodie in the summer, but it's been good.
And specifically for you, what are some of the things that you enjoy doing off the field?
Off the field, just hanging out with some of my Wofford roommates, and we'll go fishing here and there, and like to hit the gym and just kind of hang out, watch some college baseball.
Lucas, one last question here before I let you get back to it. Busy week coming up for you guys, 4 in a row before you get another off day Friday. What's the game plan heading into this week?
Just pick up where we left off. Starts today, and hopefully get some momentum going into the week. We got some tough games, but just gonna keep our head up and keep working.
Lucas, once again, happy birthday and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
A great conversation with Lucas Grantham as always. It was awesome to have him on the pregame show this afternoon. As I said there, he's now a 2-time winner of Player of the Game here for the Oneonta Outlaws. After every game day, turn around the next morning and check our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter because we pick a play of the game and post it for your viewing pleasures. Grantham getting the nod for Game 2 in that game against Albany on Saturday night as he had a beautiful play to the right of home plate and foul ground, just threw off his mask, had an acrobatic move to bring that ball down because it seemed like he lost it in the lights initially. Didn't think he was going to bring it down, but anyway, Lucas Grantham sticking that glove up there, diving out, brought that ball in, and it was just a thing of beauty. So Lucas Grantham, now a 2-time winner of Player of the Game, as he also took it with his triple against the Boonville Lumberjacks last Wednesday. Outlaws got a triple from Tanner Hardin, in Game 1 on Saturday. So now the two Wofford commits combining for the lone two triples for the Outlaws thus far as the Outlaws continue to be introduced and we approach first pitch time here in Oneonta. We're going to be a little bit late getting this one started tonight. It's a chilly night, a little bit of a drizzle coming down here just as we approach game time. All afternoon thought maybe we were going to get some rain. We put the tarp on the field, which you heard from Coach Asa a little bit about. It was interesting to get the tarp on the field for the first time and have all these guys work together for a task like that. If we're going to get the national anthem coming up here at Damaski Field, Utica and Oneonta moments away.
The City of the Hills, Sweet Adelines taking the field for tonight's national anthem. Will everyone please rise and remove your caps? Sweet Adelines will perform as soon as I hand them the mic. Round of applause for Sweet Adelines, everybody.
So Sweet Adelines of Otsego County with a great national anthem tonight, and now we're just about ready for baseball between the Utica Blue Sox and the Oneonta Outlaws in a huge early season Eastern Division game. Utica coming in 4-2 as they fell to the Saugerties Stallions by a 5-4 score Saturday night up at their place. Was a heck of a game. Saugerties led early 3-0. Utica fought back in that one, but their rally came just a little bit short with the Stallions playing a couple of late runs to take that game 5-4. For those of you who are like, man, Saugerties has been off to such a good start. Saugerties is great. Saugerties is rolling, whatever. They did finally take a loss last night, so they're now 7-1. They fell to the Amsterdam Mohawks down at Cantine Field 10-0 last night. So that team can be beaten, and this Outlaws team has the Stallions on tap on Wednesday night in what's going to be a rematch of the opening night game here at Damaski that the Outlaws dropped by an 11-0 score. But the Outlaws got to get through this one against the Utica Blue Sox first and then travel to Mohawk Valley for a game tomorrow night. Before we get to that one, it's Brian Dangler out on the hill who's concluding his warm-up pitches for the Oneonta Outlaws. Dangler, 6'0", 200 pounds. He's a righty from Hobart and does have family in the stands here tonight, as the Danglers always do here at home games at the great Damaski Field. He just completed his second year up at Russell Sage College outside of Troy. Helped lead that program to their first ever regular season Empire 8 title in school history. As Jeremy Taggart, who's catching him tonight, going to run out and have a last couple of words with Dangler before we get this ball game started. It'll be Dangler's third consecutive appearance on the bump for the Outlaws with a third different catcher dropping the signs behind the plate as the leadoff batter for Utica going to walk to the dish.
University number 3, Wyatt Hunt.
Wyatt Hunt has the leadoff duties for Utica tonight as we go through this first inning. We'll give you the Utica lineup 1-10 as they opt to bat 10 here against Oneonta. Dangler's first pitch, up and away, but a called strike. Is Hunt going to trail behind 0-1? Dangler said his goal tonight is to go deep as possible as his 0-1. High and upstairs, ball one. Wants to work a lot on his slider and his changeup in this outing tonight. Trying to get him in there for first pitch strikes and get ahead. 1-1. Drilled high in the air out towards right field. Going over in the corner, Hopko. Going to run out of room. So it falls in foul ground just to the left of the Utica bullpen. And quickly, Dangler going to be ahead 1-2 on the second baseman, Wyatt Hunt. Hunt, one of 3 lefties in the lineup for Utica tonight. 5'11", 180 is Dangler's 1-2. High and away, ball 2. Hunt laying off on this quiet night at Damaski Field. As Dangler kicks and delivers 2-2. Sky high foul. Going to get over the seats on the third base line, but stay in the ballpark. So pitch 6 will be coming up to Hunt. Waiting in the on-deck circle is Gabe Cavazzoni, the shortstop, as Dangler's 2-2. Poked right up behind the plate foul. Hunt just got behind that one, and so he'll step out and now regroup. Keaton Mark and Josiah Aska did a great job getting his field in game shape for tonight as another 2-2 straight up foul behind the plate. So Hunt already working this at bat to its 8th pitch. Here to lead off the game. Gabe Cavazzoni is thrown off the donut in the on-deck circle for Utica already. Dangler taking his time, ready with the 2-2. In at the knees, ball 3 as it goes full on Hunt. Looking left to right in the outfield for the Outlaws, it's Raleigh, Dale, and Hopko tonight. First to third on the infield, Armstrong, Carrera, Connolly, and Bateman is the 3-2. Skyrocketed towards left field. Raleigh coming in on it, but it falls in shallow left, and Hunt's got a leadoff single. Looked like that one just took a really odd turn off the bat, curving through the air as Dangler trying to go off speed on the 3-2. Is Gabe Cavazzoni going to come up next? Cavazzoni playing shortstop tonight for this team, playing in his 4th game. He's 5'9", 175. Sets up feet even apart in the box. Daisy cutter rolled right out to second base. Flip back into short, throw back to first. Not going to be in time, but they'll get one as Carrera flips it to Connolly to retire Hunt down there at second for the first out. So Cavazzoni going to be on first base, courtesy of the fielder's choice. And Damian Whitty going to come up next. Whitty, an outfielder from the University of Charleston, plays center tonight, taking a first pitch ball. 6'0", 190, coming to Utica all the way from Hurricane, West Virginia. Quick checklet to first. On the move goes Cavazzoni. Gun throw from Taggart. Bit low. Not going to be in time. Almost skipped away from Connolly. As Cavazzoni's got himself a stolen bag here in the first. And Utica's got a runner in scoring position with 1 out. 2-0. Now the count on Whitty, who's in the 3 spot in the order. Matthew Williams, the first baseman, hits 4th. Nick O'Connor, the left fielder, going to be down in the 5 spot. As Dangler with a quick look down to second, home with the 2-0, bounced in the dirt. And Taggart able to keep it in front as it goes 3-0. Omar Carreras, the extra hitter, going to be in the 6th spot. Trace Hartman, the designated hitter, hits 7th. Match French playing third base tonight, going to be 8th. Kevin Denty, the right fielder, 9th. And down at the bottom of the Blue Sox order in the 10 spot, Luke Shaheen, their catcher for the evening. Dangler behind in the count 3-0 with 1 away. Fired that one high and away. Is Whitty going to draw a walk? So it'll be 2 on base here for the Blue Sox in the top of the first.
University number 12, Matthew Williams.
And Keaton Mark going to run something out to Brian Dangler. It's like a little rake to dust off that rubber. Little light gust of rain blowing in here as we start this one. Matthew Williams, the first baseman, waiting to come to the dish next. It's the first of 6 meetings here in the regular season between Oneonta and Utica. 2 games will be played here at Damaski, and 4 of them going to be up at Murnane Field in Utica. Quick check look to second. Dangler's pitch broke over the plate, called strike 1. Check throw to first, wasn't in time. So 0-1 on Matthew Williams. Don't know why everybody keeps trying to run on the Oneonta catchers. It's each bat stop that this Outlaw team has certainly has quite the cannon. The 0-1, another breaking pitch, couldn't clip the zone. It goes even at 1-1. Saw Kyle Polak with our play of the game for Game 1 on Saturday, as he had a great throw down to third base to catch Avila in Game 1 from Albany. In at the hands, it's ball 2 on Matthew Williams. Outlaws catchers picking up a couple of caught stealings through the first 7 games of the regular season. As Oneonta now 5-2 as the 2-1 tip straight up foul, and it goes even on Williams. Dangler hasn't appeared in a game since last Wednesday night against Boonville. It was an 11-7 win for the Outlaws that night. He went 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, both of which were charged as earned after he got out of his appearance last Monday in Glens Falls without surrendering 1. Good break on that one, but they say it was a bit high. It's 3-2 as Dangler working into his second full count of this first inning. Dangler working from the first base side with 2 runners on base. It's Cavazzoni down at second. Whitty stands at first here with 1 away in the top of the first. Dangler checks, delivers. Drilled high in the air towards right field. Hopko and Armstrong charging back on it. Armstrong loses the hat but makes the play in foul territory. Puts a throw on in, but the runner tags as Cavazzoni gets to third. But a heck of an effort from Chase Armstrong for the P3 for out number 2 here in the first. Advancing over to second goes Whitty as well after the fact. And so it'll be 2 in scoring position for Utica. It's a little bit of a miscommunication there by the Outlaw defense. And Nick O'Connor going to walk up, trying to pick up some RBIs here in this first inning. Utica and those visiting blue tops with the white Utica across the front tonight. Gray numbers on the back with white trim. As O'Connor took a swing at that one, and he'll trail behind 0-1. They got the gray pants on, the blue socks with the white stripes. As O'Connor, 0-1, going to settle this one up on his shoulder. Sends it towards right, put it in foul ground, and so it'll be 0-2. Good connection on that one, just couldn't keep it fair, and now Dangler 1 strike away from leaving 2 on base here in this lengthy first inning. Dangler's 0-2, swing and a miss, drop third strike. Taggart going to pick up, throws down to Armstrong, and that's going to end the first. The Blue Sox straight a pair on base in this first inning, and we go to the bottom half of inning number 1. 0-0, your score. Back to Oneonta here on Outlaws YouTube as we switch things over, and the Outlaws coming to bat for the bottom half of inning number 1. Tom Rafaro finishing off his warm-up pitches on the bump for the Utica Blue Sox. He's making his second start as he had an appearance against Boonville last Monday on the road. It was a 13-5 win for the team. He lasted just 3 innings, giving up 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, walking 3, and striking out 2. So he's looking to go a little bit longer in his second appearance of the season, facing this Outlaws team that's been red hot at the dish. Matt Carrera going to lead things off for Oneonta, playing second base tonight. Rafaro fires that one in. Carrera checks his swing, and he's going to trail 0-1. Brought that bat around just a split second too soon. 5'6", 170 is Carrera as he sends the 0-1 straight up. Going to stay in the ballpark here as it sailed just above the press box to be 0-2 on Carrera. Brendan Connolly, the shortstop. Jacoby Dale playing center field. 1, 2, 3 at the top of this Oneonta order tonight. Rafaro going to kick and deliver the 0-2. Carrera lays off for a called strike 3. Doesn't love that take as he took a big sigh and walks back to the Outlaw dugout, rung up on strikes to begin this game. Brendan Connolly going to come up next for the Outlaws, now with 1 away. Connolly, 5 games played. He's 7 for 19 already for the Outlaws. There's Rafaro's first offering, outside and low for ball 1. Connolly had game 2 off on Saturday after a tough game 1 where he went 0 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts to 1-0. Shot up in foul ground. Stays on in front of the screen, but it'll be 1-1 on Connolly. Connolly has 3 multi-hit games already for the Outlaws here on the summer. Had 1 game with just 1 hit, and Saturday's game 1, his first 0-for game of the summer. He's had a nagging shoulder issue. Had yesterday to recover from it. His Outlaws not even a workout yesterday. Connolly going to trail 1-2 after the big swing. Everybody took the day off in preparation for this big week. 4 straight games, an off day, and then 3 road trips Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 1-2 out in the shallow left field, and Connolly's got his first hit of the night. Dropped in front of O'Connor out there and right, and Connolly's on base with 1 away here in the bottom of the first. It's O'Connor, Whitty, Denty, left to right in the outfield for Utica here in this one. Third to first on the infield, it's French, Cavazzoni, Hunt, Williams, and Shahine is back behind the plate for Rafaro here in this one. Rafaro's first offering to Dale, tight at the knees for ball 1. Dale 6'1", 200 pounds, just graduated from Wayne State, playing his 6th game of the year here already for the Outlaws. Connolly, big lead off of first, the 1-0. Dale came around at that one. And the field umpire didn't make a signal initially, so the home plate umpire had to come out and yell, "Did he go?" And finally we got a signal as it's 2-0. Dale lays off once more. It'll be 3-0. Jack Hopko, the right fielder, waiting on deck for the Outlaws here in this bottom of the first. Chilly night at Damaski Field. A little bit of a rain drift coming in here at game time as Dale skyrockets that one up and just barely going to get out of the ballpark beyond the fence line. 3-1, it'll go on Dale. Connolly, another large lead off of first as the 3-1. Dale out to right field. Denty coming over in the corner, comes in, but it falls down. Connolly going to get to second. He takes a big turn, trying to get to third. The throw to short. Play it third. Out. Keaton Mart pleading the case, as it was a 9-6-5 relay throw at third. Connolly, it looks like, holding that right shoulder, as that was a tough one. Looked like Connolly had a bad read on it initially as it dropped in front of Denti. Cavazzoni went out there towards right field. Catch the relay throw.
13, Jack Hopko.
But we like to see Dale getting a single in this first inning. It was just an all-around goofy type of play, one you hate to see somebody get thrown out at third on. But the Outlaws still have a base runner, and now Hop goes up. Takes one upstairs and away for ball one. Hopko Sitzo, 205. Went 1 for 3 in game one on Saturday as he had game two off. The 1-0 took a huge swing and couldn't connect as it evens up at 1-1 with 2 away. Hits are 2-1 now in favor of the Outlaws after back-to-back singles for Connolly and Dale. Check throw to first. Dale got back in standing up. Outlaws hoping that Jack Hopko could stay hot here at the plate. 5 for 12 to begin his summer. 1-1 from Rafaro. Another huge swing, and Hopko whiffed at that one. It'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rafaro 1 pitch away from getting out of this first inning. Dale, a couple of step lead off of first. Probably going to be on the move for Faro. Another throw down there. Wasn't in time. Hop goes on a 3-game hitting streak after he went 0 for on opening night against Saugerties. The 1-2. Up and away for ball 2. Hopko with his left foot right up on the chalk line. The 2-2 up and away again for ball 3. Is Rafaro having a hard time getting that curveball back over the plate in this first inning. So the count goes full on Jack Hopko. Bottom of the first, 2 away. Dale stands at first. Rafaro's delivery. Hopko with a fly ball into shallow right field. Denti coming in on it, and he's able to snarl it in for the out. Denti only had to take 3 steps forward, pulls it in to rob Jack Hopko of a hit. Oneonta puts 2 on base. They leave 1 on the base pass with that fluky 9-6-5 down there at third. And we go to the second here in Oneonta. Is an 0-0 game. Top of the second inning here from Oneonta. Utica and the Outlaws meeting up for the first of 6 times, and both teams getting a couple of runners on base in the first inning, but nobody comes around to score. As the second inning, it'll be 6-7-8 for Utica. Dangler's first offering, high at the hands for ball 1. Omar Carreras, the extra hitter, playing his 4th game for the Blue Sox, as Dangler quickly ready 1-0. Once again high and wouldn't break over the plate, 2-0. Trace Hartman, the designated hitter, and Matt French, the third baseman, up to follow him this inning. Big swing as Dangler went to that slider. Dangler with the count 2-1, fires that one in. High and upstairs for ball 3. Dangler said he was going to be working a lot on that off-speed stuff tonight, and certainly has thus far as the 3-1. High for ball 4. Carrera's going to fire the bat away as he's on to lead off the second inning for the Blue Sox.
Representing the University of Charleston, the designated hitter, number 13.
Trace Hartman will come up next. Hartman from Baltimore, Ohio, just concluded his freshman year at the U of Charleston. Takes a first pitch ball. 4 players on this Blue Sox roster from the U of Charleston. Always a school that seems to get a lot to Utica, as that one looked really good from up here, but ball 2 nonetheless. But Dangler located that one right on that inside bottom corner. But the strike zone a little all over the place here to begin this one, it seems like. 2-0, up and in for strike 1. That one looked a little bit high from up here, but Tagger dropping that glove down a little bit to sell it for the called strike 1. 2 balls and a strike with nobody out. Dangler sent that one low just above the chalk line. It's 3-1. Outlaws already with some guys up and stretching down to the bullpen here in this top of the second. Past the third base coach in foul ground, 3-2. Dud Dillette down there coaching third base for the Blue Sox. He's been the manager of this team since 2019 after he spent 3 years as the pitching coach from 2016 to 18. Counts full. Ball 4. Dangler issues bat-to-bat free passes to begin the second inning. And down we go to Matt French as the Outlaws going to get an early trip to the mound from Keaton Mark. Certainly not what he wanted to see from his starter tonight, as Dangler facing a lot of adversity first time through this Blue Sox order. Had a couple of deep counts in the first inning, one that turned into a 9-pitch at bat to lead off the ball game itself, as Wyatt Hunt drawing a single. Also had a 4-pitch walk to Whitty in that first inning. Williams worked a full count. So Dangler being forced to throw a lot of pitches, and he has yet to record an out in the second inning.
From Hillsdale College, the third baseman, number 34, Max French.
Max French going to come into the box ready here. First and second, nobody out. Top of the second, Utica and Oneonta. Dangler checklet to second. French, slow grounder, past the diving Carrera at second, in the shallow right field. Holding up at third is Carreras, and it'll be bases loaded for the Blue Sox here in the top of the second. So Dangler going to call time as he wants a new baseball.
Digging in the right field.
Carreras gets to third. Trace Hartman stands at second. And now French is on first base with the single. Just pulled that one right in the right field. Hampko playing quite a ways back for the Outlaws in right. Kevin Denty up now in the box. First pitch hack. Drops on the line. Rolling back there, Connolly going to fire it in. And that's an RBI single for Kevin Denty. It was just an all-around ugly turn off the bat to land on the chalk line down there in left field ground. So Denty picks up a ribby. Carreras in to score. With Hartman advancing to third. Now Matt French standing at second. Luke Shaheen up next as he's going to lay off this first one. And he leads quickly 1-0 in the count. Shaheen, the 10 spot in this Blue Sox order, as they already have a 1-0 lead and they're threatening to put up more. Bullets one to right field. Hopko coming in, pulls it down for the out. Guns a throw in. Hartman gonna slide in. Great throw from Hopko to get that one to the plate, but just a split second late as the second run scores, but there are 2 away.
Back to the top of the order we go. The second baseman from Monmouth University, number 3, Wyatt Hunt.
So Wyatt Hunt going to step in next here for the Utica Blue Sox. Is Dangler going to third with that throw. I don't know what they're trying to catch him with down there. Checklet to second. Home with this one is Hunt. Slow roller Dangler over to Armstrong for the out at first. As both base runners going to advance. So it's 1-3, and that is the second out.
Batting second, the shortstop from Seton Hall, number 32, Gabe Cavazzoni.
So my apologies on that one. Shaheen's fly out, just the first out of the inning. Blue Sox already played in 2, and now they have runners at second and third. Dangler threw that one right down the gut for a called strike 1. Cavazzoni reaching on the fielder's choice. First pitch swinging his first time up back in the first. Got all the way over to third as he stole second. Bounced in the dirt. Cavazzoni going to tell his runners to hold up as the count's now 1-1. Outlaws' next home game after tonight going to be Thursday. It's the defending champion Amsterdam Mohawks going to be here for a 7 o'clock game. It's the 1-1. Broke good, but it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Dangler just having a hard time locating these pitches, getting them in the zone, especially hitting the corners. The 2-1. Shot straight up, foul behind the dish. 2 balls, 2 strikes, it'll go. Outlaws hoping that for the second time in the last 3 games, they don't have a starter last just 2 innings. Mataffy lasted 4 in Game 2 on Saturday, but Kempler just 2 innings in Game 1 as he had to throw 60 pitches. Counts full now on Cavazzoni as Taggart was forced to leave his crouch from behind the dish. Three-two. High for ball 4, and the bases are going to be full of Utica Blue Sox here in the second inning. French down there at third, Denty stands at second, and Keaton Mark going to come out, and he is going to take the ball from Brian Dangler here in the second inning. So Dangler only makes it through 1 2/3, and we get the first Outlaws call to the bullpen of the evening here coming up next on YouTube. First Outlaws call to the bullpen of the evening. Welcome back to Demaski Field here on YouTube. 2-0 score for the Utica Blue Sox here in the top half of the second inning. Chris Ubner, the first man out of the bullpen for Keaton Mark tonight. 5'9", 185, ready from Cooperstown, making his second appearance here for Oneonta on the summer. Ubner was one of the guys to get here early on and didn't pitch for the first few games of the year, but threw an inning up in Amsterdam on Friday night. So he gave up 1 hit, 1 run, charges earned, walking 2. Certainly threw quite a few pitches in that 9th inning, but slammed the door on the Mohawks. And now he's looking to limit the damage here in the second inning with the bases loaded for the Blue Sox with the first pitch to Whitty. Immediate contact, up, charging over, not going to have a play as Bateman, as it just barely got over the screen. Whitty walked and got stranded down at second in inning number 1. Now with the bases loaded, hoping that he can drive in a couple more runs for his team and stretch this lead out further. Outlaws have fallen behind here in 2 of their last 3 games. As Ubner set with the 0-1. Smoked up once again over that third base screen, stays in the ballpark just beyond the seating area. 0-2 it is. So Ubner 1 strike away from leaving the bases loaded here for the Blue Sox in the second. Shake off Taggart behind the plate twice. Comes set with his 0-2 from the first base side. Kits bounces it in the dirt. Taggart used the check protector to keep it in front. 1-2 it'll be. Standing at third is French. Denty's at second. Cavazzoni at first. 1-2 count. 2 away. Top of the second. 2 runs home in the inning. Skied high out towards left field. Raleigh coming on over. Hauls it down for the out. As that'll be an F7 for out number 3. And the bases get stranded full of Utica Blue Sox here in this top half of the second inning. We go to the bottom half of the second. And the Outlaws looking to play come from behind baseball here at home. Rafaro concludes his warm-up tosses, and we're back here at Damascus Field for the bottom half of inning number 2. It's going to be 5, 6, 7 in the Outlaws' order to come to bat. It'll be Colton Harrison, the designated hitter, to lead off the inning. He'll be followed up by Brody Raleigh and Lucas Grantham. The Outlaws surrendered 2 runs to Utica on the top of the second and are now once again looking to play out of a hole. The Blue Sox have already left 5 on base, too. Goes to show that this team could certainly have a bigger lead than they do. And the Outlaws left 1 on base in that first inning as Harrison quickly gets ahead 1-0. Had a couple of singles for Connolly and Dale in the 2-3 spots in the order. Grantham had jogged down to the Outlaw bullpen area. I think he was trying to warm up a new pitcher as the 1-0 smashed out towards center. Whitty going over able to haul it in ice cream catch style for the first out. Like he kind of coned it between the corners of the mitt. And there's one away for Brody Raleigh.
Western Carolina, number 5, Brody Raleigh.
Brody Raleigh was a guy who Keaton Mark cited last week as one who the numbers don't really illustrate the impact that he's had for this team so far. He's just 2 for 9 as he lays off the first one, ball 1. Both his hits have been for extra bases as he has a double and a homer as the 1-0 quickly in. Ball 2. Raleigh's 0 for in his last 2 games played. Now takes a strike on that one. Good location to clip that lower inside corner on the fastball. Faro's fastball is looked nothing but brilliant through the first inning plus. It's the 2-1. Raleigh high in the air out towards left center field. O'Connor and Whitty, and O'Connor are going to bring it in. These Outlaw hitters just having a hard time putting balls where the Utica Blue Sox aren't right now. Good contact on a handful of balls. There's a couple of deep fly balls to the outfield in the first inning and now a couple here in the second inning. But nothing that's fell in the way they've wanted. Is Grantham going to come up next? Takes a called strike 1. Just a bit above the knees. Big happy birthday to Lucas Grantham today as he's got his mom and grandma here in attendance tonight for one more game. Took a big hack and can't connect, and he falls behind 0-2. Grantham, it was awesome to talk to him pregame today. Gave us a great conversation as he lays off, and it'll go 1-2. Always interesting to hear how catchers adjust working it with new pitchers, and Grantham certainly an interesting philosophy for that. Slow bouncer, Cavazzoni fires to first. Williams has got it for the out, and the Outlaws go down 1-2-3 here in the second. Top of the third, coming up next, Utica, still a 2-0 lead. Back to Oneonta we come here on Outlaws YouTube, and we want to remind you, make sure you subscribe today. Right here is all games home and road, except our trips to Mohawk Valley and Utica, going to be streamed right here live for you for free. So make sure you subscribe at Oneonta Outlaws PGCBL. Called strike is Ubner remaining on the hill after recording the last out of the second inning. It's Matthew Williams up to lead off this third as it's 4-5-6 for the Blue Sox here with a 2-0 lead in their favor. The 0-1 from Ubner bounced in the dirt, a few feet shy of the plate, 1-1 it'll be. Williams with a pop out to first on a 3-2 pitch, back against Dangler in the first. So 2 consecutive times at the plate with a new pitcher on the hill for the Outlaws is Ubner. Couple of stutter steps, now the 1-1 in motion, tip straight back. And that one was hard off the bat, 1-2. Ubner back ahead, 1-2. Delivers right over top of the Blue Sox dugout in foul ground, 2-2. A lot of tip foul balls here for the Blue Sox so far. As Ubner sets up first base side high and in, ball 2 again. Ubner looking for a third strike call to go his way here with nobody out in the third. Another big side of the 2-2. Shot up and takes a big curve to the parking lot foul as Williams hangs alive. Pitch number 7 of the at-bat coming up. Oneonta and Utica not going to meet up again until Sunday the 23rd. That'll be a game at Murnane Field, 5:15 start. There's an elevator shot on the infield. Ubner, Taggart, both going over. Ubner, the guy, to bring that one down for the out. Ubner waving off Bateman and Taggart, just wanted that one all for himself. As Nick O'Connor will come up next.
University number 14, Nick O'Connor.
O'Connor struck out, then was retired on a 2-3 drop third strike to end inning number 1. As Ubner sails the first pitch high and upstairs, ball 1. Ubner trying to find a rhythm here in this third inning. Give the Outlaws some length ahead of a busy week. 2 straight road games the next 2 nights, so it'll be 2 late nights for the Outlaws. It's that low and on the outside corner, but a called strike, 1-1. We'll go to Mohawk Valley tomorrow, 6:35 start, and then we'll be at Socrates on Wednesday for a 7:05 first pitch. We'll post a link tomorrow for Mohawk Valley stream tomorrow night for you as the 1-1. Off that middle, outside edge, 2-1. Mohawk Valley charging $10 a game on their pay-per-view, so just be warned ahead of tomorrow. As Ubner down in the count, 2-1. 1 away here in the top of the third. Bases are empty. Called strike 2. Ubner going to his fastball to even things back up. Omar Carreras already with the donut off in the on-deck circle, waiting to strut up next. Left foot close to the home plate bag. 2-2 from the first base side. Ubner called strike 3 as he rings up Nick O'Connor. Got him looking on that lower outside edge, and Omar Carreras going to come up next.
Extra hitter from Tusculum University number 58, Omar Carreras.
O'Connor's now struck out twice in the 5 spot in the Blue Sox order.
So as soon as we get 3 outs.
Carreras walked back in the second inning on a 3-1 pitch. He was facing Dangler, who was forced out of this ball game after just 1 2/3 if you're just tuning in to join us. Dangler finishes the night issuing 5 watts and surrendering 2 hits against this Blue Sox lineup, giving up 2 runs, both of which are earned. As the 1-0 breaks over the plate for a strike, 1-1. Hubner going to a nice curve. After just concluding his junior year at Marist College. 4 Red Foxes on this Outlaw roster. A 1-1, slow bouncer to second. Carrera charges in, fires low, but in time. It'll be 4-3 to retire Carrera, and the Blue Sox go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the third. We go to the bottom of the third here at Damaski Field. It's 2-0 Blue Sox. Bottom of the third inning from Damaski Field. Coming up, we'll take our first look of the evening at the PGCBL out-of-town scoreboard. But first, 8, 9, 10 in the Outlaw order going to come to the plate. Face Rafaro, who's out for his 3rd inning of work. French coming in quite a ways over at third. Is the first pitch to Armstrong going to be a strike. Armstrong, the switch hitter, opting to take his first at-bat of the evening from the left side. Armstrong swing and a miss at the 0-1 as he'll quickly fall behind 0-2. Armstrong, pretty big kick with his bat foot when he swings. Shoots the 0-2 to the Outlaw bullpen area out in left field foul. Outlaws take up the third base dugout here at home, and the visiting team, which tonight is the Blue Sox, have the first base dugout. 0-2 from Rafaro. Bounced in the dirt just in front of the plate, 1-2. Jeremy Taggart, the catcher, in the on-deck circle for the Outlaws, and Bateman playing third base down in the 10 spot. Going to be third up in this inning. Faro's set with the 1-2, kicks and fires with that one high and for the Birds, 2-2. Top of the 9th inning at Falcon Park, the Auburn Double Days with an early game against the Newark Pilots today. Double Days lead that one 7-6. Up at Watertown, 6-0 lead for Boonville in the bottom of the 5th is the 2-2. Armstrong out in the right field towards the corner, falls in. Just inside the right field line, Armstrong going to cruise to second as he's got a double to lead off the third for the Outlaws.
The catcher from Hudson Valley Community College, number 31, Jeremy
Armstrong gets a big high five from Keaton Mark on that one. It was a heck of a hit for the first baseman tonight from Ohio Northern. Only other game is there's 4 in total in the PGCBL tonight. Glens Falls at Albany, and the Dragons leading that one by a 6-0 score. And it was supposed to be Albany, but they opted at the last moment to move it to Shuttleworth Park in Amsterdam. So that one being held up there this afternoon. Taggart, first pitch, going to foul it back. He'll trail 0-1. Taggart has had a hard time getting hits to fall over the course of the first few games that he's played. 0-1 comes in at the knees, gets away, throw down the third. Armstrong called out. Armstrong went late from second, and a great throw and a great tag from Shaheen the French to get Armstrong down there 2-5 for out number 1. So Taggart, with his base runner now erased, counts 1-1, and there is an out. Took a big swing, and he'll be behind 1-2. Taggart from Levittown, New York, 3 for 9 on the summer, as he went 0 in his last game Friday at Amsterdam. We'll go to 2-2 on the Oneonta bat stop. As Rafaro working quickly here in this third inning. 2-2, Taggart towards right field. Took a huge curve off the bat and hits our tarp, which has already been used today. Outlaws, it was certainly an interesting experience to watch them get the tarp on the field this afternoon. Team came together in a big way. 2-2 Taggart. Say lays off. Good eye on that one. So it goes full. Rafaro now home with the payoff. Taggart finds the hole up the middle. Rolls into shallow center. He's got himself a single. Great ball placement by Taggart to split the gap between Hunt and Cavazzoni. And Jack Bateman now going to come to the dish. Bateman from Holy Cross down in the 10 spot here for Keaton Mart's Outlaws. First pitch, going to be a bit of a brushback as it came up on him for ball 1. Bateman sits 200, playing in his 6th game, all of which have been down in the 10 spot, as Rafaro will draw it back even. Bateman 4 for 14 as we get a check throw to first. Taggart back in head first. Outlaws lead in hits 4-3. Stranded 1 on base so far. They've had a couple of base running miscues in this one, which we haven't seen as of yet. That one's going to fall into shallow right. Takes a bounce. Taggart turns second. He's going to go into third, and the Outlaws will have runners at the corners with 1 away. Outlaws in this third inning playing hit them where they ain't baseball, and it's paying off. Taggart finding a gap up the middle for a hit. Now Bateman able to shoot one into right field with Denty playing quite a ways back. And Carrera going to come up now as we go to the top of the Oneonta order. Carrera struck out looking back in the first. Going to come up now with second base, the only bag open, looking to drive in a couple and get Oneonta on the board. Have to be quite a deep ball to get Bateman all the way from first, but at least he's got one runner 90 feet away, and this one going to take him a step back, 1-0. It was 3 straight strikes from Rafaro to open the game against Carrera as he deals the 1-0 in tight for ball 2. So Carrera going to jump ahead quickly. Is Rafaro being forced to throw quite a few pitches this inning as he threw sits to bat-to-bat batters, Armstrong and Taggart. Bateman worked him for 3. Now Carrera lays off, and he'll lead 3-0 in the count. Rafaro 1 pitch away from walking the bases loaded. Carrera takes a called strike. There's nothing wrong with a 3-0 take. Rafaro's 3-1, low for ball 4. And the bases going to be loaded here for the Outlaws in the third. There's just 1 out for Brendan Connolly, a man who you're confident in when he comes to the plate. Connolly, 3 multi-hit games entering the night, and he's already had 1 hit tonight as he singled his first time up. He was forced out on a weird 9-6-5 put away at third back in the first. Now with the bases loaded, hoping he can do something big. Trailing 2-0 are the Outlaws here in the bottom of the third, 1 away. Connolly, a slow bouncer just past Josiah Aska, who's coaching first for the Outlaws. Connolly, the lefty swinger, 5'10", 180. And the Bots just finished his sophomore year. Hudson Valley sends one out into right field. Coming in on it. Denty going to fall down. Skips past him. Rolling back quite a ways. 1 run scored. 2 runs have scored. And we are tied here in Oneonta as Brendan Connolly, a 2 RBI double. Rafaro going to ask for a new baseball. As Taggart and Bateman both come in to score. And Carrera gets down to third. So it's second and third with 1 out for Oneonta. And Jacoby Dale now looking to drive in a couple more and give the Outlaws their first lead of the night. Rafaro from the first base side delivers. About skipped away from Shaheen, but he was able to spring right up and keep it right next to him. 1-0 count on Dale, who singled in the first inning, so he's looking for his second hit. Brendan Connolly did just that as well just a moment ago. 6 hits already in the game for the Outlaws as the 1-0 from Rafaro skipped in the dirt as it goes ball 2. Jacoby Dale with the all-white batting helmet in the box here for the Outlaws. Trailed 2-0 after a 2-run Utica top of the first. Already have 2 runs home in the inning and just 1 out on the board. Dale 0 for 3 with a strikeout on Saturday against Albany, so looking for a big comeback performance tonight as he'll now lead the count 3-0. First base is the only bag open, so the only spot to put Dale is Jack Kopko waiting in the on-deck circle here for Oneonta. 3-0 from Rafaro, low and away for ball 4. As the bases are going to be full once again for the Outlaws. With Jack Kopko coming up. We are going to get a trip to the mound here for Utica. Pitching coach Luke Chalette wants a word with his starter in Rafaro. Rafaro only lasted 3 innings in his first start, which was at Boonville, as we get the elevator music going here at Demansky Field. Gave up 2 hits, 1 run, which was earned. Against those Boonville Lumberjacks. Have that nice lead tonight. Boonville playing Watertown on the road tonight. And the Rapids, a team that Oneonta has already beat and has to see a handful more times. As the Outlaws next Monday going to be at Watertown for a 6:30 start. We're all really looking forward to a 3-hour bus ride to Watertown next Monday. Is Hopko going to settle himself in the box? Bases loaded for the Outlaws. 1 away. Hopko with a fly ball. In the shallow left field, O'Connor, Cavazzoni O'Connor able to make the play. Great throw to home. As the Outlaws all going to stay put. So if they had sent Carrera, he would have been out by a mile at home. Is O'Connor all the way up in shallow left field, and the rain starting to come down here at Demansky Field. Starting to get a little heavier than it was when we began this game. Certainly hope that it doesn't force us into a delay here tonight. It's 2-2. Gonna step back Harrison, strike 1, throw down to third. And Carrera had his foot on the bag, but they call him out. I don't even know how you could do that. Carrera has his right foot back on that third base bag, but you call him out. The Blue Sox get a heck of a turn of events to go their way. The Outlaws have bases loaded with 1 out, only able to plate 2 in the inning. Is I guess if you have your foot on the third base bag, somehow you're still out anyway. Top of the 4th coming up here in Oneonta, 2-2 game here on Outlaws YouTube.
All you have to do.
Top of the 4th inning from Oneonta, and the Blue Sox better hope they don't end up with a runner at third in this inning, because if they're on third base, they might somehow be called out anyway. 2-2 our score, top of the 4th, and it's 7-8-9 in the Blue Sox order. 6-3 are the hits in favor of the Outlaws so far. Ubner remains in the game, already having thrown an inning and a third. First pitch he throws to the frame, going to be high for ball 1. Hartman walked and came around to score in the second inning. Is Ubner set with the 1-0. Deals it in. Going to be off that lower outside edge, 2-0. Trace Hartman, a big presence in the box, 5'11", 195. As Ubner with a big breath. Drilled into the corner in left field. Charging back goes Raleigh. Rolls all the way up to the wall. Hartman around first. He's going to get to second standing up. And the Blue Sox have their leadoff hitter on base for the 3rd straight inning. It's a 2-0 double, no problem for Hartman.
From Hillsdale College, number 34, Max.
As Raleigh was kind of pinched way over off the line out there in left field. Matt French going to come up next for the Blue Sox. He singled and got stranded at third, back in the second. As the Blue Sox have left 5 on base already here in this one. French first pitch swinging his first time up. Been an aggressive guy in the plate all season. As you see there, no difference, nothing in one. He falls behind. First and third open, nobody out. And the Blue Sox looking to take their lead back after the Outlaws scored 2 in the bottom of the 3rd. Flaring that bat around, down in the count, 0-1. Ubner, check look down to second. This one will be shot up foul past the seats on the first baseline. Stays in the park, just in front of the fence, 0-2. Kevin Denty waiting on deck to come up next here for the Utica Blue Sox. 0-2 from Ubner. Sails past Tagger. Rolls up to the screen behind the plate as it'll go 1-2. And Hartman advances to third. So it'll be a wild pitch to get Hartman to third. And the count will be 1-2 here for the second guy up in the 4th. Standing on the first base side, Ubner. Now Hartman just 90 feet away from scoring. Swing and a miss as he brings up Matt French. Ubner with his second K of the evening, and Kevin Denty going to roll up now.
University number 15, Kevin Denty.
Kevin Denty from Tinley Park, Illinois. Big Monday guys. He went 3 for 4 last Monday for 3 of his 4 hits on the season thus far. High pop-up and foul ground. Just barely gets over the screen into the bot seating area on the third base side.
You're going to get a tasty treat.
So Denty down in the count, 0-1 after the high pop-up. Bateman had drifted way over towards that screen on the third base line. 0-1, high and away, ball 1. Luke Shaheen going to be up next for the Blue Sox, and then we'll go back to the top of the order in this tie ball game from Damaski Field. Denty setting the bots with the 1-1. Skyrocketed towards right field. Hopko racing over in the corner. Pulls it in for the out. Tagging up from third, Hartman. Tagger at the plate. Just barely was Hartman able to get in there. So a productive fly out for Denty as he picks up a ribby. And Shaheen going to come up with the score now, 3-2 Blue Sox.
The catcher representing Augusta College, number 83, Luke Shaheen.
Bases are empty here for the Blue Sox. 3-2 score as they now lead. Shaheen flew out to right field, picked up an RBI back in the second inning. So a couple of runs, courtesy of sac flies tonight for the Blue Sox, as that's in just above the cleats for ball 1. Ubner hoping he can get this out and turn things over to maybe a new arm for the 5th inning with the Blue Sox top of the order due up. Evens the count at 1-1 with 2 away. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see a new arm come out for the Blue Sox. As Ubner's 1-1. Smoked out towards right center field. Dale and Hopko both going over. Hopko, the man with the catch for the third out. It'll be F9 for out number 3 as Hopko back-to-back outs in the field. Bottom of the 4th inning. Up next here at Damaski Field. It is now 3-2 Utica. Harrison cited as the guy by Josiah Aska in our pregame interview today as the guy whose contributions certainly haven't showed up in the score column like you'd like to see thus far. Harrison is the hit-by-pitch leader in the entire league right now with 5 through his first 3 games played. He flew out his first time up, and he's still looking for his first hit as an Outlaw. Is a guy who Aska said just not getting balls to fall his way, not really having an opportunity to swing the bat. Is with the Chet swing they see he came around, and Harrison quickly going to trail 0-2. Harrison with a big flare of the bat. As Rafaro remaining in the game, strikes out Harrison to begin the fourth. Big hack and a whiff. Rafaro and Harrison. And Brody Raleigh going to come up next. It's another big day in the sports world. A Stanley Cup Final Game 2 tonight down in South Florida. They haven't started yet, but Florida coming off a Game 1 victory on Saturday night, 3-0. Raleigh, first pitch swinging, shoots it down into the corner. He's going to take a big turnaround first, and he'll cruise into second standing up as Raleigh's got himself a double. Nice to see Brody Raleigh get another hit, and up's going to come the birthday boy, Lucas Grantham. Lucas Grantham talked about earlier the difference between playing baseball down in Smyrna, Georgia, and playing ball up here in Oneonta for the summer. Said he was certainly not looking forward to the weather coming up here, and obviously it's lived up to that. It's in the 50s today, and all of our guys were taking batting practice this afternoon in hoodies. Grantham ahead in the count, 1-0. Raleigh a big lead off a second. Wind starting to pick up a little bit too here in the fourth. Grantham brought his bat around, caught it off the end as it goes 1-1. Grantham gonna settle himself out of the batter's box and now right back in. Set quite a ways back from home. Towards third, French charging, fires to first, a bit high. Raleigh on the move, slides into third, and about tumbled past the bag. It was an awkward slide. Hope Raleigh's all right. It's like it didn't faze him in the least. So Raleigh gets over to third as it's a 5-3 to retire Grantham. Grantham certainly hasn't found the birthday luck like Chase Armstrong did on Friday in Amsterdam. Chase Armstrong was our player of the game on Friday night, had a bases clearing RBI triple against the Mohawks, a couple of walks as well, a couple of good defensive plays. Outlaws tying run, now just 90 feet away on the advancement from Raleigh. And Armstrong, just speaking of him, hoping he can bring him in now. Rafaro's already made it further than he did in his first start, but now they're taking a look down to the Blue Sox bullpen, and this might be the end of the line from Rafaro. All the infield for the Blue Sox coming in, and they're having a quick conversation with a home plate umpire as he's writing something down on his scorecard, as we are indeed going to get a Blue Sox pitching change. They take the ball from Tom Rafaro as he goes 3 2/3, and we got our first Utica Blue Sox call of the bullpen here from Oneonta. Back to Damaski Field here in the bottom half of the fourth, and the first Utica Blue Sox call to the bullpen of the evening as they go to Nick Hyos after Rafaro goes 3 2/3, leaving Raleigh down there at third. First pitch, Armstrong, going to send a high one, foul out of the park. Hyos making his second appearance of the summer for the Blue Sox as he pitched last Monday up at Boonville, got the win in that game, despite giving up 2 runs, both of which were earned with 3 hits in 2 innings pitched. 0-1 from Hyos. Broken that lefty batter's box for ball 1. Armstrong seeing a lefty, opting to switch over to the right side for this at bat. Armstrong, the only switch hitter in the Outlaw lineup, is the 1-1. Tipped right bat foul, Weekly. Hyos 1 strike away from getting out of the inning is the freshman from Monmouth, trying to give the Blue Sox some length out of the bullpen. Hyos from the stretch, 1-2. Armstrong, another tip right back, just to the left of the Outlaw dugout, foul. Sent all those Outlaws who were in chairs to the left of the dugout, picking up their feet, making sure they didn't get hit by it. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hyos calls strike 3 as he rings up Chase Armstrong to end the fourth. The Outlaws strand Brody Raleigh down at third, and we go to the 5th here in Oneonta. 3-2, Blue Sox, your score. Chris Hubner's already survived 2 1/3 for the Outlaws, just giving up 1 run. He's going to remain in the ball game at least to begin the 5th, as it's top of the order for the Blue Sox. Thought for sure we'd see Hubner get the hook pulled after retiring the 10 spot and Luke Shaheen to end that 4th inning, but Keaton Mark and Josiah Aska have their trust in Hubner right now, as he's looked good here coming out of the Outlaw pen. Wyatt Hunn is, yes, it is the top of the Blue Sox order. Shot right towards Connolly, and he misplays that one at short. Rolls into left field. Should be a hit. Would have been a tough play for Connolly to bring that one down. We're lucky we don't have the Mohawk scorers here with us, because they would have given an error on that ball. We like to be generous here in Oneonta. Gabe Cavazzoni going to come up next. So Hunt gets a leadoff single on the first pitch. Now the Outlaws hoping they could turn a double play in the field. Hubner bullets one in the dirt for ball one. Cavazzoni reached on a fielder's choice in the first, walked in the second. So he's been on base both his trips to the plate thus far. 1-0 from Hubner on the run is Hunt. Connolly flip bury into second, safe. It was mishandled by Carrera. Is the umpire, looks like actually going to say out now? Looks like Dillette coming out of the dugout to talk about that runner down there at second, as they are going to call out. So the home plate umpires don't seem to like runners on the base paths tonight.
Next up, with Blue Sox from the University of Charleston, number 7, Damian Whitty.
As it's a 6-4 to retire Hunt and a fielder's choice for Cavazzoni, who now stands at first with one away. Hubner's 1-0, low and outside, ball one. Whitty spread even in the box. Is that one going to sail up and away for ball two? Matthew Williams going to be up next for the Blue Sox behind. Damian Whitty, who's 0 for 1 with a flyout. Also has a walk in this game. Outlaw pitchers seem to like to try those pickoff throws to first. Haven't been successful more than a couple of times so far. Count 2-0 now on Whitty. Hubner still from the first base side. High and away for ball three. Down to second. It was close, but it was stolen bad for Gabe Cavazzoni. So it goes 3-0 on Damian Whitty. This Blue Sox team still with the lead, 3-2. They added one courtesy of an RBI. Sacked fly to right, Luke Shaheen in the fourth. 3-0, called strike. Is Hubner painting that lower outside corner. Three balls and a strike. Hubner comes set. Shot high and up in foul ground. Takes a big curve and drops into the Outlaw bullpen. As Chris has worked the count back full. Chris from nearby Cooperstown. One of the handful of local products on this Outlaw roster here in the summer of 2024. Hubner, quick looksee down the second to 3-2. Low and outside for ball four. So Whitty going to draw the walk, and it'll be first and second with one away. And nobody's up and firing heavily yet down in the Outlaw bullpen, so Hubner going to remain in the game for at least a little bit longer. Matthew Williams 0 for 2 in the game, now with 2 on base in front. Hoping he can stretch out this Blue Sox one-run lead. Hubner with a little look down to second high with that one for ball one. Armstrong with a throw down to second. The tag slapped on by Connolly, but it was just a split second late. Outlaws are really firing this ball around the horn on the infield. Is Hubner 1-0 now from the stretch, a swing and a miss. The Utica base runners wanted to advance, but both going to stay put where they're at. When they're giving them enough time, and especially with the cannon that Taggart has back there behind the plate, certainly don't want to run on him, as he's already thrown out a couple of runners on the base paths. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here in the top of the 5th. Big dancing lead for Cavazzoni. Skyrocketed up behind the plate. Taggart threw the mask off. And just drops in to our seating area behind the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes it'll be. And Ubner really needs a strike. From the first base side, he deals, swing and a miss. It was high, but it got him. As Matthew Williams, a big offering for Ubner's now 3rd K.
From Millersville University, number 14, Nick O'Connor.
Nick O'Connor now going to come up to the dish. O'Connor from Wantage, New York, just concluded his senior year at Millersville. Back-to-back guys in this order from Millersville, the teammates. Saw it the last time they came to the plate, but they exchanged some words before O'Connor came to the plate. As neither of these guys, between Williams or O'Connor, has yet to reach base against Dengler and Ubner tonight. Ubner trying to get this 3rd out of the 5th, as that one roped right up behind the plate. Ubner's been really solid coming out of the bullpen here for the Outlaws tonight. Hoping that they don't have to use too many more arms out of this pen. As Ubner certainly providing a good depth option here in the middle stages of this game. One. Tipped right behind the plate, just to the left of Taggart. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Omar Carreras will come up next for the Utica Blue Sox if they need him here in this 5th inning. They got Cavazzoni down at 2nd, Whitty at 1st, and 2 are already away. Ubner with a little nod home. Glances down to 2nd, the 1-2, swing and a miss. As Ubner goes back-to-back swinging Ks to end the top of the 5th. We are halfway home here from Damaski Field tonight. 3-2, the Blue Sox still hold the lead. Taggart with a single and a run scored back in the 3rd inning. as he drills this one high in the air out in the right field foul ground, drops in just to the right of the Blue Sox bullpen area. Hio staying out on the hill after recording the last out. In that last inning. Hios with a glance home on the 1-1. Taggart jet swing. And the Outlaws dugout trying to say he didn't come around. But Taggart getting rung up with a second strike call. Do get some more heavy action down in the Outlaw bullpen, so we might get a pitching change heading to the sixth. We shall see. Is that one above Taggart's batting helmet? 2-2. It'll go. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. As Taggart settles back, swing and a miss, dropped in the dirt. Shaheen gonna fire one down to first, and they retire Taggart for the first out of the inning. Bateman will come up next.
Playing third base from Holy Cross, number 14, Jack Bateman.
Bateman singles, came around to score back in the 3rd inning. As Bateman and Taggart both crossing the plate for the Outlaws. And now both seeing a new pitcher in Nick Hios, their next time up. Was a good start for Rafaro to go 3 2/3, just giving up the 2 runs. As Bateman going to lead in the count 2-0. 7-5 are the hits in favor of the Outlaws in this one. As Hios 2-0, breaks right down Maine for strike 1. Hios looking to even things back up. Hold the Outlaws off the board for another inning. Bateman with a grounder towards Hunt. Pits up, fires to first, and Williams hauls it in for the out. As there's 2 quickly away for the Outlaws here in the 5th. We'll go back to the top of the orders. Matt Carrera going to come to the play.
We go with the second baseman from Hudson Valley Community College, number 46, Matt Carrera.
He struck out and walked so far. First pitch he sees, going to lay off as it's ball 1. Struck out on 3 straight pitches to begin the game. Then walked in the 3rd inning. Got stranded at 3rd as he can't connect as the count going to go 1-1. Carrera has Brendan Connolly taking some big practice hats in the on-deck circle behind him. Miss Carrera sends one straight back foul. And now Hios 1 strike away from getting out of the 5th. This Blue Sox bullpen has certainly been a strength of theirs in the early part of the season. If yet to have a starter go beyond 5 innings. As Hios 1-2. Low, but a called strike 3 as they ring up Carrera. That ends the 5th as Hios puts him down 1-2-3. Top of the 6th up next. It is 3-2 Blue Sox. Back here to historic Damaski Field. Chris Ubner going to remain in the ball game for your Oneonta Outlaws. Dangler lasted just 1 2/3 on the bump, but Ubner has come out of the bullpen and been absolutely brilliant here, throwing the last 3 1/3. Outlaws do have some heavy action down in the bullpen, so Ubner's leash may not be long moving forward, but it's still nice to see him get trusted for another inning regardless. 1-0 the count to Omar Carreras, the extra hitter, who's walked and grounded out in that order respectively in the 3rd and 4th innings. 1-0 broke nicely over the plate as it goes even on Carreras, 1-1. Carreras was what became the first run of the ball game back in the 2nd after the Utica Blue Sox had been on the move on the base pass all game long. 1-1 delivery from Ubner, sent in foul ground on the first baseline, 1-2. Ubner 1 strike away from retiring Carreras. As he comes bat set in the box. Outlaws defense all playing back on the infield. Raleigh really pinched over out in left field from the corner. 1-2 from Ubner. Once again sent in foul ground, first base side. Riskalab is the first base coach, James Riskalab for the Utica Blue Sox. And then their head coach, Dud Dillette, is coaching third. Ubner 1-2. High and hit the helmet for ball 2. Talk about a brush bat pitch. Omar Carreras about tucked and rolled to the ground on that one. Two from Ubner. Swing and a miss. Ubner goes with a nice pitch right down the heart of the zone and rings up Carreras for the first out of the 6th.
Approaching the plate, number 13, Trace Hartman.
Trace Hartman now going to walk up. Hartman walked in the 2nd inning, doubled in the 4th, and has came around to score both times he's been on the base paths. Ubner hoping he can finish off this inning and give this Outlaw bullpen a big boost going 4 1/3. Is this one laid off by Hartman? Mark and Aska both watching from the top step of the Outlaw dugout. Couple of steps down there, and they're standing right up top, hanging over the railing. As the 1-0 from Ubner. Drilled in there for strike 1, 1-1. Hartman will settle himself back in the box. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and the bases are empty here for the Blue Sox, who hold a 1-run lead on the Oneonta Outlaws. Ubner's delivery low and outside for ball 2. Taggart aggressive with that glove behind the dish for the Outlaws. One thing that he's certainly been working on here this summer is his pitch framing, which has looked good here over his first couple of starts behind the plate. 2-1 from Ubner. Swing and a miss. As Hartman going to be back even at 2-2. Ubner looking for another strike to send Hartman down, pick up his 4th consecutive strikeout. Ubner kicks, checks the swing, look down to first, and they say he held up. Ubner gets robbed on that one. Ubner would have had his 4th consecutive strikeout, and now has to try it again. 3-2. Swing and a miss. He gets him clean that time. No doubt about that one. Ubner has now struck out 4 in a row. And down we go to Max French. Gotta fix our scoreboard. Is our score 3-2 in favor of the Blue Sox? My apologies about that one. Got to give a shout out to my sister, Maddie, who's handling our scoreboard duties tonight. As it counts 0-1 here on Match French. 0-1 from Ubner. Breaks over the plate again for strike 2, and now Ubner 1 strike away from striking out the side here in the 6th. Ubner set on the first base side. The count in his favor, 0-2. Kits. Ball 1. That one looked good. But our umpires don't want to give these strike calls to Ubner. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. Ubner once again looking to do it, trying to strike out the side here in the 6th inning. Down 3-2, he fires it in. High again for ball 2. Ubner really wants one to break back over that plate. Outlaws pitchers have only struck out the side once so far in an inning this season. 2-2, tip straight bat foul. And if the moment's going to happen, it hasn't happened just yet. Ubner regrouping, knowing that this could be his last hitter that he sees. Been Outlaw bullpen action for quite some time as Ubner comes set with a 2-2. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out the side here in the 6th. Chris Ubner, 1-2-3, mows him down, and he keeps it a 1-run game as we go to the bottom of the 6th here at Damaski Field. 2-3-4 for the Outlaws in the bottom of the 6th as Hios remains in the game on the hill for the Blue Sox. 3-2, Utica leads this one as he drills Connolly right on the back with the first pitch of the inning. And Connolly in a bit of discomfort after that one. The Outlaws happy to have the leadoff base runner on for just the second time in this game tonight, but not at the expense of the comfort of Connolly. Certainly a guy you want to be comfortable playing easy and playing hard every time he's out there. And Connolly already been dealing with a bit of a shoulder thing and now gets drilled on the back and was hindering his back all the way down the first baseline. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. Connolly stays in the game and he's got a big lead off of first. And now Jacoby Dale up for the first time since the 3rd. He's reached base twice tonight and Dale sent that one bat foul. Connolly seeing that he was swinging, didn't even take off for second because he just would have been sent back to first anyway. 0-1 count with nobody out. Gets away from Shaheen behind the plate. Connolly on the move down to second. Took a turn like he was going to head for third, but he holds up down there as it's a wild pitch to advance him into scoring position. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And Jacoby Dale looking to bring in a run to tie this ball game up here in the bottom of the 6th. Long look to second, the 1-1. Dale on the ground into shallow right field. Connolly going to take a turnaround third. He's coming to the plate and he's in safe. We got ourselves a 3-3 game here in the bottom of the 6th. RBI, Jacoby Dale. Great placement by Jacoby Dale on that one to sneak it by Hunt, who dived down to try to haul that one in, but it still wasn't enough. Hopko will come up next for the Outlaws. Edmonton is just taking a 1-0 lead on the Panthers in Game 2. Matthias Ekholm from Connor McDavid the goal. 5:47 to go in the first down in South Florida. Shaheem with a throw down to second. Going to skip away from Cavazzoni. Jacoby Dale going to get a stolen bag on that one. There's Jack Hopko ahead in the count. Dale with a couple of step lead off a second, comes in high with that one. So we're going to get a mound visit now from Shaheem. God talking to Hyos. Nothing wrong with trying to settle your pitcher down right now with the tying run already having crossed the plate in this inning. We do have action down in the Utica Blue Sox bullpen. It's the 2-0, bounced in the dirt. Skips away from Shaheem, all the way to third goes Dale. And the Outlaws' 4th run of the day, now just 90 feet away. Would certainly be something if Hopko could get on base here, as they would go down to Colton Harrison, who would have a big spot to finally get a hit here for the Outlaws. Harrison just hasn't had balls fall the way he's wanted thus far. Hopko gets a called strike against him. It goes 3-1. Three-one pitch. Low and away for ball 4 as Hopko fires the bat away. 3 straight Outlaws have now reached here in the 6th. It'll be runners at the corners with nobody out. And we were just talking about him, but Colton Harrison going to come to the plate. Harrison from Lafayette, Louisiana, yet to register a hit as an Outlaw. Hoping that he can change that here. Shoots the first one up over our press box area and down for strike 1. Low and away outside, ball 1. And it looks like in our comments we're getting told that our next pregame interview should be Jacoby Dale, so I guess I might have to take that into consideration tomorrow. 1-1, Shecklet to first, huge swing, Colton Harrison 1-2. Jacoby Dale down there at third. Hopko stands at first. Hyos 1-2. Harrison out towards right. Going over in the corner, Denty, but going to turn plenty out of the ballpark. Harrison down in the count 1-2. Hyos guns it in there for ball 2. Hyos with just one bag open. His second base is open. 1 run out across the plate in this inning for the Outlaws as Jacoby Dale had himself an RBI. 2-2. Hop goes on the move. Called strike 3. Down to second. Coming to the plate. Dale the tag laid on, and he's out at home. It'll be a 4-2 at home plate to retire Jacoby Dale. who was on the move late, as there's now 2 quickly away here in this inning. Hopko is at second. The one good thing, no matter what comes out of this trip to the plate for Brody Raleigh, at least this game is now tied as the Outlaws have played at 1 here in this 6th inning. Brody Raleigh 1 for 2 on the ball game so far. Flew out to left in the 2nd inning and then doubled in the 4th, got stranded at 3rd. Outlaws have left 4 on base already in this game as Raleigh takes a breaking pitch called strike 1. Quick look down to second, home with the 0-1. At the knees, tight for ball 1. Raleigh steps out, now going to readjust. Is the 1-1. Called strike 2. So Ohio's now 1 strike away from getting out of this 6th inning. Takes a quick glance down to second. The 1-2. Raleigh with a slow bouncer towards short. Cavazzoni gets past him, rolls into shallow left field. Hopsko's coming in to score, and the Outlaws now lead this one 4-3. So that'll be an E6 to bring in the run as Jack Hopko crosses the plate for the Outlaws. Lucas Grantham, now on his birthday, coming up with a runner on base. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game with a pair of groundouts, and now Ohio's wants a new ball. Nice to see Brody Raleigh once again put a ball in play. Cavazzoni should have had that one all the way. It wasn't like it took an odd bounce or whatever. It just didn't stick his glove down there in time. Ball 1 quickly to Grantham. Grantham's worked deep counts in a couple of his at-bats so far. He smotes the 1-0 out in the shallow left field. Drops in for a hit. And the Outlaws have back-to-back runners on base. So Raleigh will get down to second. Now Grantham's going to stand at first for Chase Armstrong with 2 away.
Next up, number 18, Chase Armstrong.
Armstrong, 1 for 2 in the ball game as he doubled in the 3rd and then struck out in the 4th. With the Outlaws on top 4-3, broke in there for ball 1. Quick glance down to second. Ohio's home with the 1-0. Sails in there for ball 2. Armstrong hoping he can deliver in a big way for the Outlaws, who've now taken their first lead of the game with that 4th run. Raleigh and Grantham both dancing off the bats. Both are on the move. Shaheen with the throw down to second. Not going to be in time to get Grantham. The Outlaws pull off the double steal, and the count's 3-0 on Armstrong. Three balls, no strikes, and 2 away, and the Outlaws now with 2 in scoring position for Chase Armstrong. They're going to opt to intentionally walk Armstrong and not even throw that 4th ball. So the bases are going to be full here for Oneonta. Jeremy Taggart now going to come up with the bases loaded in front of him. Taggart's only registered a couple of hits on the summer for the Outlaws so far. Taggart can't connect on that one, because it'll be 0-1. Had just one hit entering the night, and he did single back in the third inning. Hios can I get another new ball? So the count 0-1 with 2 away. You're in the bottom of the sixth. 4-3 lead for the Outlaws as Oneonta has already plated 2 this inning. Had an RBI from Jacoby Dale, also a run scoring to plate on an E6 as Cavazzoni bumbling a ball at short. Hios delivers that one. Taggart smokes this one out to left center. That one's going to fall in for a hit. 1 run's going to score. 2 are going to score. And it is now a 6-3 Outlaw lead. Taggart has his first 2 RBIs at home. Jeremy Taggart with a big 2 RBI single to bring around Brody Raleigh and Lucas Grantham. Chase Armstrong now all the way down there at third as he goes first to third on that hit. And Jack Bateman going to hope to keep the inning alive. Outlaws once again showing tonight that they can play come from behind baseball. Certainly don't want to do it every night, but this team has done it a few times already. Count 1-0 quickly on Bateman before we go back to the top of the order for Matt Carrera. Hios 1-0 in there for a called strike as it'll go back even. Hios with a little quick glance down to first, the 1-1. And Shaheen throws his mask off, keeps it in front, 2 balls and a strike. 10-5 are now the hits in favor of the Outlaws. They've had 3 just in this inning. Is that one going to brush Bateman back? 3 balls and a strike. Only 1 base open. And Matt Carrera, who hasn't had an opportunity to really swing the bat tonight with 2 strikeouts and a walk, waiting on deck. The 3-1 from Hios. Check swing, came around. So it goes full on Bateman, and now Hios just 1 pitch away from getting out of this 6th inning. Hios with a quick glance to first, going to fire that ball over. Armstrong going to come on in from third. Taggart advances to second on the misplay, and now make that 7-3 Outlaws. So Utica gets their 2nd fielding error of the inning. As we've got ourselves a 7-3 score, and now another runner in scoring position. Full count on Jack Bateman. So it's Taggart at second, 3-2 count, 2 away. 5 runs home in the inning for Oneonta. Bateman fouls it straight back. Bateman will settle himself back in the bites. Once again, we'll get a payoff from Hios. Tip straight back again as Bateman hangs alive. So it'll be pitch 8 coming up to Bateman. From the stretch to 3-2. Drilled in the air towards right field, drifting over in the gap. Denty down to a knee, mates to play for the out. But not before the Outlaws plate 5 here in the 6th on 4 hits and a pair of Utica errors. Top of the 7th coming up next. Your Outlaws now in control of this one, 7-3. Much to our surprise, Chris Ubner going to remain in his ball game for the Oneonta Outlaws. He's already gone 4 1/3, relieving Dangler, who made it just an inning and 2/3 tonight in this one. It was heavy Oneonta action out in the bullpen last inning, but Ubner getting a leash to stay out here to at the very least begin the 7th inning. Kevin Denty leading off this inning for the Blue Sods, quickly down in the count 0-1. It's 9-10-1 up for Utica in the 7th inning. Is Ubner's 0-1. Shot towards center field. Dale coming on in, makes the play for the out. Jacoby Dale flashing the leather as always out there in center. Dale certainly makes those plays where he has to come in quite a bit, look routine. And Luke Shaheen now going to come on up next. Shaheen 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts to Jack Hopko. So Hopko be ready. And he's got an RBI because his has won in the 2nd inning. Brought in the 2nd Utica run. 1-0 the count before we'll go back to the top of the order for Wyatt Hunt, who waits on deck. 1-0 delivery from Ubner. Sent towards Bateman on the one-hop, picks up on the backhand, fire to first in time for the out. 5-3, they retire Shaheen. First pitch to Hunt. Up and for the Birds, 1-0. Wyatt Hunt 2 for 3 in the ball game, has been retired twice on the base paths so far. As Ubner delivers the 1-0, Hunt gonna pop it straight up behind the screen. Foul for a strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike it'll be on Hunt. We got some action down in the Blue Sox bullpen, so we'll probably see a new reliever in the bottom half of this inning. 1-1, Taggart able to keep it in front, 2-1. Wouldn't have mattered, though, as the bases are empty. Can only certainly assume that we'll see a new arm out of the Utica bullpen. As we assumed last inning, we'd see a Outlaw change in pitcher this inning, but Chris Ubner continuing to put on a clinic out of the Outlaw bullpen tonight as he delivers the 2-1. Ball 3. Ubner having a hard time putting away this last out of the 7th. It's Cavazzoni waiting on deck, hoping he can get a chance to redeem himself after his error that helped the Oneonta rally for 5 runs last inning. Called strike 2 as Wyatt Hunt held up, and now Ubner 1 strike away from getting out of this 7th inning. He's retired 7 straight Blue Sods. Ubner hoping he can make it 8. From the first base side, the payoff. Drilled through the hole between second and short in the shallow center. And so that streak is over for Ubner as Hunt's got a single. Cavazzoni will get a chance for redemption.
Better record for Utica, shortstop from Seton Hall University, number 32, Gabe Cavazzoni.
Didson with 2 away in the inning, and the runner at first being Wyatt Hunt. Hunt certainly has some speed on the base pass with a couple of ads already to his name on the season. Comes in at the numbers, ball 1. Talk about a brush bat that's going to send Cavazzoni a couple of steps off the plate. Outlaws hoping that they can make quick work of the Blue Sox here in a couple more innings and get out of this one with another win as this one skips in the dirt for ball 2. Outlaws fell in the season series to the Blue Sox last year, 4-1 in 5 games played, as the Outlaws won the first one, which was also their season opener last year, and then turned around and lost the next 4 straight. Utica had 3 shutout wins in that span, as that's at the hands, ball 3. Ubner hoping that he can find a way to get this 3rd out. Oneonta once again with a man up and throwing down in the pen. Is the 3-0 going to miss the plate for ball 4, and Keaton March going to walk out of the dugout. Mark's going to look down to the Outlaw bullpen, and Ubner's night is finally over. He makes it through 5 innings for this Oneonta Penn. Chris Ubner, a great show here in relief of Dangler, as the Outlaws going to make a call to the bullpen. 7-3, Oneonta on top. Out of the Outlaws bullpen comes Clay Kotz of Western Carolina. 2 base runners on for Utica. Top half of inning number 7. Ubner made it through 5 innings and was absolutely brilliant as the first man out of the bullpen tonight. Whitty skyrocketed a foul ball as the count's going to be 0-1. Kotz making his second appearance of the summer as he pitched last Wednesday against Boonville, throwing the final 2 innings against the Jats. Surrendered 2 hits, 3 runs, all of which were earned, with 3 walks, striking out 4 as he gets a strike call to go up 0-2. Kotz had to throw 50 pitches over those final 2 innings against Boonville on Wednesday, so certainly hoping he can make quicker work at Utica than he did the Lumberjacks. 0-2 the count. Kotz delivers. Outside, wouldn't get the strike 3 call, started walking off the mound. These umpires just don't like those strike 3 calls tonight, especially when a pitcher needs them and wants them. 1-2 from Kotz as he sighs and delivers. Sent up foul as this Utica plate defense continues. Matthew Williams would be up next. Is Kotz taking a long glance to second. The 1-2 once again won't get the strike 3 call. Looked good on that upper outside corner, but home plate umpire doesn't love to give Oneonta the benefit of the doubt in a 2-strike count. 2-2. Ball 3. So the count now bat full. Whitty's worked it from down 1-2 to full. Kotz looking for a strike to get out of the inning. Comes set, delivers the 3-2. That'll be a foul ball, as it just barely got past that line down into right field. Kotz will once again go for the payoff pitch. Standing at second is Wyatt Hunt. Cavazzoni's at first. They were looking for the double steal, but regardless, with 2 strikes, going to be on the move no matter what here. 3-2 from Kotz. Ball 4. Once again, another pitch that looks good, but ball 4 called, and up will come Matthew Williams.
Number 12, Matthew Williams.
Williams 0 for 3 in this ball game. Popped out to first in the first, popped out to the pitcher in the third, and struck out in the 5th as he airmails 1 foul. Kyle certainly gets to work on his arsenal with the counts being worked so deep against him, which was his problem against Boonville. 1 tip straight bat foul, and now he gets ahead on Williams 0-2. He's gotten ahead on each of his first 2 hitters. It is now Kotz the 0-2. And he again won't get the strike 3 call. Count goes 1-2. As Kotz comes set. And he finally gets a strike 3 call. Clay Kotz paints that lower inside corner. And we go to the bottom of the 7th here in Oneonta as the Blue Sox leave a pair on base. 7-3, Oneonta leads this one.
Those legs. 17 stretch.
Bottom of the 7th inning here from Damaski Field. We get another call to the Blue Sox bullpen, and it's top of the order for the Outlaws as the first pitch Carrera watched it go by. New pitcher out for Utica, 5'10", 195 ready from Mendham, New Jersey. It's Aiden Murray. Deals his 1-0. Carrera, slow chopper, just past that chalk line. Going to watch it, pitch up in foul ground. Joe doesn't even have a chance to curve back into fair territory. Murray's had a lot of time to think on his first outing as he hasn't pitched since May 31st. Was an 8-7 opening night loss for the Blue Sox at home to Mohawk Valley. She went 2 innings in that one, hit 1, Gave up 2 runs, one of which was earned. Murray threw quite a few pitches that night. Now hoping that he can give the Blue Sods some innings to end this one as he gets Carrera swinging at 1 to make it 1-2. Oneonta put up 5 in their last trip to the plate in the bottom of the 6th, which was our lengthiest half inning of the night. Carrera, slow tapper towards third. Rolls up the chalk line, and it's going to be a fair ball. Carrera gets a leadoff single to begin the 7th on a little slow roller up the third base line.
Next up for the Outlaws, also from HBCC, number 1, Brendan Connolly.
Brendan Connolly will come up next. Connolly has a pair of RBIs in the game, has 2 hits and a hit by pitch, so he's reached base all 3 times. Lays off the first one as it's ball 1. Quick glance down to first. Now Murray's 1-0. Low and outside, ball 2. Murray working from the first base side of the rubber, has a blue glove. Representing both his college team and his summer ball team, as that one got into the dirt, and down to second went Carrera. He's being forced to go back to first, as they say that Connolly did get a piece, even though it didn't look like it. 2 balls and a strike with nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. Outlaws now with 11 hits after that Carrera slow roller that didn't curve foul. 2-1, in tight for ball 3. So Connolly now 1 pitch away from reaching base. Sets up with his left foot up on the chalk line, right foot back. 3-1, ball 4. Went up with an elevator shot once again. Couldn't get it to clip that corner. And the first 2 have reached base here in the 7th for the Outlaws.
Number 7, Jacoby Dale.
Aiden Murray had a rough start his first time around against Mohawk Valley as well. Allowed his first couple of base runners to reach. He's done the same thing here in his next appearance against the Outlaws. Jacoby Dale in the box. Lays off the first one as it's ball 1. Dale 2 for 2 with a walk in the ball game so far tonight. He flares around the bat. And Murray's 1-0. Dale shoots it straight up the middle, played a second, safe. They were trying to catch Carrera, who had quite the lead off the second base bag, but Jacoby Dale going to be out on a liner to second.
From the University of Rhode Island, number 13, Jack.
So at the very least, it doesn't turn into a double play for the Blue Sox defense. Giving Jack Hopko a chance to hit with still 2 on. Hopko 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. First pitch, bounced in the dirt in front of the plate. It's ball 1. Dirt pretty wet tonight after the rain that came through here between yesterday and today. So it's not spraying up much dirt on one that bounces. Here's the 1-0. In just above the shoelaces, ball 2. Third base, the only bag open with 1 away here in the 7th. As Murray sets up pulling that ball from out on his number. Carrera waltzing off a second and now going to retreat on back. Certainly doesn't want to get picked off that second base bag. It's the 2-0. And they say he came around. So Hopko did offer at that one, and it goes to 2 balls and a strike. Hopko sits 1, 200 pounds. Good presence in the box for the Outlaws in the 4 spot. As he takes ball 3, it was a curve that couldn't get over the plate. Hobko with a count in his favor. 3 balls and a strike. Aiden Murray deals. Ball 4. Hobko going to draw a walk for a second consecutive inning. And the bases are loaded for the Outlaws with just 1 away.
Next up, the Lafayette, Louisiana native.
Still looking for Colton Harrison's first hit as an Oneonta Outlaw. And what a time it would be if he could get it now. One away for the Lafayette, Louisiana native who's in the transfer portal as he takes strike 1. Had a quick conversation with Harrison this afternoon about his adjustment that he's had here at Oneonta as he takes the 0-1, shoots it straight up, foul behind the plate. He's talking about how nice it's been to live on Main Street and have so much going on all around him. Said it's certainly a different change of pace from what he had in Louisiana. The 0-2. Ball 1. It's like it broke pretty good, but wouldn't clip that corner like Murray was looking for. Coming out of the Blue Sox pen, he's been looking to paint those corners inside and outside. The 1-2 to Harrison. Called strike 3. As Harrison doesn't love that one. Going to get him looking with the backwards K. And Brody Raleigh now going to have things in his hands with 2 away. Raleigh's been pretty productive tonight. Had a fly out, a double, reached on an error, also scooted in to score back in the 6th. Base is still full for the Outlaws, and they'd hate to leave them loaded. Not going to run home in this inning. Raleigh takes a first pitch strike as Murray throwing his best stuff after loading the bases. Oh, 0-1 count from Murray. Raleigh, a bouncer towards third, takes 2 hops. French going to fire to Williams, gets past him, rolls all the way to the screen. Raleigh's going to get to second. 2 runs have scored for the Outlaws, and it's 9-3 Oneonta. So Carrera and Connolly both come in across the plate.
Now up for the Outlaws, number 50.
Hobko gets over to third,
Grantham.
and Raleigh gets to second on the 2-base error. Lucas Grantham will come up now with 2 in scoring position. Singled his last time up, stole second, and came in to score. Hoping that this time he can do something as well. Grantham out in the right field. Denty was playing quite a ways over, otherwise maybe would have had a play on that one. Grantham's going to be behind 0-1. So now the Outlaws have scored in 3 of the last 5 innings. The 0-1 from Williams. Grantham out in the left center field. Over there to make the play was Whitty. And so it'll be F8 for out number 3. The Outlaws bring in a pair, but they also leave a pair on base. Top of the 8th inning coming up. It's 9-3 Oneonta. Back here to Oneonta for the top of the 8th inning. Clay Koch going to remain in the ball game out on the mound for the Outlaws. It's going to be 5-6-7 for the Blue Sox here this inning. It's to lead off, it'll be Nick O'Connor, and Koch going to deal the first pitch strike. So Koch quickly ahead on O'Connor, deals the 0-1, swing and a miss. Koch hoping he can make quick work of Utica here and get the Outlaws to the plate for hopefully their last trip to the dish tonight. They lead by 6 here in this 8th inning as the 0-2 going to bounce away from Taggart. Koch from the first base side of the rubber. Deals the 1-2. O'Connor out towards right. Hobko going to chase back. Hobko tracking. Brings it through the lights. Carried quite a bit, but Hobko able to race back on it and haul it in for the out.
Number 58, Omar Carreras.
Omar Carreras going to come up with one away. Carrera shows bunt on the first one, and they say that he went 0-1. Tried to pull it back, but wasn't in enough time. Outlaws going to be back in action the next 2 nights on the road as we'll go to Mohawk Valley for a 6:35 game tomorrow, to Saugerties Wednesday for a 7:05 as the count goes even at 1-1. And make sure you come join us on Thursdays. We're back here to play Amsterdam. 7 o'clock start right here at Damaski Field Thursday night. 1-1, Chet swing. And they have to yell down. As once again, our first place umpire not paying attention to the plate. 2 balls and a strike with 1 away. Shot and foul ground out to right field. As the count goes even at 2-2. Carrera set halfway between first and second, all the way back on the dirt. They have Connolly kind of on a diagonal from the second base bag, way back on the dirt as well. Koch is 2-2. Breaks in there for strike 3. He gets Carreras looking, and there's 2 quickly away here in the 8th inning. Trace Hartman will come up next.
Next up, number 13, Trace Hartman.
Hartman's walked, hit a double, and struck out. So 1 for 2 with a walk. Has a pair of runs scored here for Utica. Checks his swing. And they say he went on that one, 0-1. Oh, 1 from Koch. Up at the hands, but a called strike 2. Now Koch just 1 strike away from getting out of this top of the 8th. Koch steals the 0-2, low and outside, ball 1. One ball and 2 strikes. Once again, Koch looking to get out of the inning. And he again won't get the call, 2-2. Koch after working ahead 0-2. Now the count back even. Sets up for the 2-2. Skips off Taggart's glove into the backstop. As it's run full, Hartman's hitting 3 straight balls. Koch just can't seem to get this 3rd strike call. It's the 3-2. Ball 4. Well, Trace Hartman falls behind 0-2, but then works the count full and draws the walk. And Max French will come up now with a runner on base.
Number 34, Max French.
French 1 for 3 in the game, and Taggart going to give a new baseball to Koch. Shots first offering in there for strike one. 0-1 in there, strike two. So count 1-2. Swing and a miss! And Koch guns him down to end this 8th inning. He leaves one down there at first, and we go to the bottom of the 8th here at Damaski Field. 9-3, the Outlaws lead. Bottom of the 8th inning from historic Damaski Field, and for the Outlaws, it's going to be Chase Armstrong, Jeremy Taggart, Jack Bateman as it's 8-9-10. Outlaws lead by 6, 9-3, and Armstrong with an elevator shaft shot on the infield. Coming over from first, Williams going to snarl that one in for the out. As it'll be one pitch, one out here to begin the 8th. Back on the bump for Utica, Aiden Murray, his second inning of work. He's just trying to play mop-up duty here for Utica and finish off this one. Blue Sox will have a chance in the 9th inning, amount of comeback, as Taggart takes a big hack and whiffed at that one. Taggart's had a lot of swings and misses at breaking stuff so far here this summer. As the 0-1 from Murray breaks in there for strike two. Taggart quickly down to his final strike at the dish. Coming up, we'll take one more look at the out-of-town scoreboard tonight as that skipped in the dirt. So most of those games should be done by now, as there were only 3 others in the league tonight. The 1-2 from Murray. Swing and a miss. So back-to-back outs here from Murray to begin this 8th inning. Auburn Doubledays take down the Newark Pilots at Falcon Park by a 7-6 score. Boonville jumps out to that early 6-0 lead on Watertown. Hold on to win 8-3 up at Alex T. Duffy Fairgrounds Stadium. In the only other game from Shuttleworth Park, Glens Falls shuts out the Albany Baseball Club 7-0. So the Outlaws going to go into Mohawk Valley tomorrow to see a team who will be rest up and regrouped after an off day, as that's in at the Hands Bowl too. Bateman trying to keep this inning alive for the Outlaws, as he's gone just 1 for 3 to begin his night. Single, then scored a run in the 3rd, as his 2-0 shot straight up foul. Count goes 2-1 on the Holy Cross product, who Keaton and Josiah have said they love having down here in the 10 spot because he's a good contact guy to have down there and turning things over back to the top of the order. Takes a strike, and it goes 2-2. So Bateman down to his last strike, and we could be heading to the last half inning here in Oneonta. Murray, Kitts delivers the 2-2. Bateman towards third. Backhanded by French over to Williams. Low but in time for the out. As it's 5-3 to recover Bateman. And yes, indeed, the Outlaws go down 1-2-3. Top of the ninth inning coming up here from Oneonta as the Outlaws looking to secure their 6th win. Nine 10-1 for the Utica Blue Sox here in the ninth inning as Clay Cox looking to slam that door closed and end this game for the Oneonta Outlaws, hoping to try to send this team to a 6-2 start. Oneonta has not started 6-2 since 2016, as that one's going to skip away from Taggart. Kevin Denty, the right fielder, 1 for 3 with an RBI in this ball game for the Blue Sox. Cox is 1-0. Called strike, 1-1. Koch the 1-1, up and away, ball 2. Up behind him will be Luke Shaheen and Wyatt Hunt. As Koch takes a glance at his middle infield, deals that one in for a called strike 2. Took a nice break on the curve. Koch coming in here and firing balls to the outskirts on every hitter he's seeing and getting those calls, or at least sometimes getting those calls. As the 2-2 deals it in there. Chopper up the third baseline. Bateman charging in on it. Bare hands to throw to first. Sails past Armstrong. Bateman with a little more work on ground balls like that. Going to certainly be able to field balls like that. And give it a single, so the Outlaws' defense has been perfect in the field tonight. Shaheen sends one up in foul ground, right field side. Armstrong wasn't going to get there in time for a play. So Shaheen trails in the count, 0-1. Second and third are open here for the Blue Sox in the top of the ninth as they trail Oneonta by 6. Kotz is 0-1 and high at the hands for ball 1. Shaheen with an RBI at this game, but he's gone 0 for 3. As the 1-1 brought his bat off the shoulder, but didn't bring it around enough, 2-1. Kotz with the 2-1 offering. Tipped back into the glove, 2-2. Carrera's kind of drifting in off the back of the dirt, swing. And not even going to have to go for that drop third strike as Taggart corralled it in. So there's one away. And up will come Wyatt Hunt.
Back to the top of the second baseman, number 3, Wyatt Hunt.
Outlaws just need 2 more outs to get out of this thing. Is that in at the knees for ball 1? 1-0 from Kotz. Jet swing. And they say that he held up, so it's 2-0. Up and away, ball 3. It's a 3-0 from Kotz, up and away again for ball 4. So Kotz has issued 2 walks since coming out of the pen. Denty advances to second. It's Hunt now on first. Taggart comes out to have a conversation with Clay Kotz. Keaton Mark comes out just to deliver new baseballs to our home plate umpire. Thought maybe with arm action down in the Outlaw pen we'd see a change. But he's trying to have Clay Kotz finish this game, not wanting to use another arm tonight. Gabe Cavazoni's had himself a good night at the plate. Reached on a pair of fielder's choices, has a pair of walks. As the count's 1-0 here from Clay Kotz. Utica 4-2, hoping they can avoid taking their 3rd loss tonight as it's a called strike. This Blue Sox team, winners of 4 of their last 5 after an opening night loss to the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs, who've only won just that 1 game. Counts 2-1 now on Cavazzoni. As always, in the final inning of the game, an Outlaws pitcher keeping it interesting. This one's sprayed up foul, and it'll go 2-2. Kotz looking for a 3rd strike. It seems like he's had problems getting. Kotz with the 2-2, bounced in the dirt in front of the plate, ball 3. Through a check throw down to second base. Just trying to keep Kevin Denty honest down there. Denty's at second and Hunt's at first. Denty reached on a single, Hunt via walk. Both have big leads as the payoff. Sent on the ground towards short. Connolly picks up, throws to second, and they get the 1 out. But Carrera's not going to turn it to first. So 6-4 for out number 2 to retire Hunt as Denty gets to 3rd and Cavazzoni going to be on first. There in right field to hold that one in as the Outlaws go 9 runs, 11 hits, no errors. And Utica, they hold them to just 3 runs, 7 hits, and the Blue Sox commit 3 errors. There's something special going on in Oneonta right now. We're going to step aside and take a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap things up for you here on YouTube. So the Outlaws going to move to 6-2 with this 9-3 win over the Utica Blue Sox here at home tonight. This Outlaws team's bats continue to remain hot as they played at 9 in Game 2 against Albany on Saturday, and they turn around and played 9 tonight against a team who has certainly been good at producing runs. Utica averaging 8.66 runs per game entering tonight, and this Outlaw pitching staff holds them to just 3 in this ball game. The Outlaws go 9 runs on 11 hits and no errors. This Outlaws team really up and down the lineup. Once again, everybody contributing. And we're going to have a bit of a consultation about the great nods of player of the game and play of the game tonight. So we'll talk to Keith Mark and Josiah Aska and see who they got. And so tomorrow you'll have to stay tuned and find out who's going to get the play of the game and play of the game nods from tonight. But the Oneonta Outlaws do the job, get the job done, whatever you want to say, and down this Utica Blue Sox team 9-3. Oneonta going to move to 6-2, and they drop the Utica Blue Sox to 4-3 here in the first of 6 meetings between the two. The Outlaws going to be right back to it on the road tomorrow night at Mohawk Valley, a 6:35 first pitch, and Utica going to turn around and host that red-hot Saugerty Stallions team, who are now 7-1. It's 6:45 p.m. Murnane Field tomorrow, so we'll post a link where you can purchase the pay-per-view stream for Mohawk Valley tomorrow night. It's $10 to watch live. 6:35 going to be the first pitch for the Outlaws at the Diamond Dogs tomorrow night. And you love what we do here in Oneonta because we give you the great experience right here for free on YouTube. 9-3, the Outlaws down the Blue Sox. Have a great rest of your Monday.